This is Scott the Fix-It Guy. Our goal with our videos is to empower you to be able to do the repairs on your own and save a whole lot of money and also get that great feeling of having fixed it by yourself. Today we have an LG washer dryer with the very common OE error and an inability to drain. So the OE error just says that the machine is not draining for some reason. So we're going to let out all the water from this little tube, and then once the water's let out, we're going to open up the coin trap by turning left. I want to look in there and see if there might be an obstruction, and there's something blue in there. It's not supposed to be there. So I'm going to use a pair of needle nose pliers and pull that out. Looks like it might be just a small piece of clothing that got pulled into the drain. So that could be your problem. If that doesn't solve it, then it could also be your drain pump. So we're going to go over how to pretty easily remove the drain pump. We're going to remove 2 screws from the front panel, and these are Phillips head screws. And this type of panel can come off very easily with a standard head screwdriver. This is only on the washer dryer model. So the washing machine, you can't do this. You have to come in from underneath or take off the whole front panel. But the washer dryer model, you can just take off this lower panel really easily, and you can get to the drain pretty quick and easy. So this is a kind of a faster way to do it. So we get that lower front panel out of there, and then we're going to use our Phillips head screwdriver to remove 3 Phillips head screws that are holding the pump to the frame. And once those 3 are loose, we can push the pump assembly back about maybe an inch or 2 so that we can do the removal. This is the new pump. We'll put a link in the description below so you can get one. They're only about $20 at Amazon. I'm going to pull off the 2 power wires off of the old pump. They just come right off, just spade connectors. And then I'm going to push this pump assembly out a little bit so I can get a little bit better view of the 3 Phillips head screws that are holding on the motor. Here's one of them. So I'm just going to use my Phillips head screwdriver. This is a power driver. You could just use a regular handheld Phillips head would be fine too. I find that for this kind of procedure, if I use a long extension, it makes it easier to get to these 3 screws. So here's another one kind of below it. I'm going to pull that one out, and then there's one on the other side of the pump, which is a little bit harder to see, but you can grab the pump and twist it because it's being held on by 2 hoses, so it's a little bit pliable. You can twist it more towards you so that you can see that other Phillips head screw. See if the camera will pick it up here. There it is. So once you get that screw off, the motor will come off, and it's really easy to pop on a new one. You want to look at the orientation of that motor. You'll notice that it's a bit of a diagonal, and you want to try to remember that angle because you want to put the new motor on at that same diagonal. In this case, you could say that the motor is swung out to, say, 7 o'clock. So I'm going to put the new motor in position, and I'm going to match that same angle when I put it on. Just want to line it up the same way. So I'm going to pull off the old one, and then the new one goes right in there in the same exact place. And there's actually these little plastic lugs that'll help you line it up when you push it in. So you want to push it in as far as it'll go, nice and tight, and then you can add those 3 screws. I'm going to add the screw at the top first. I'll put it in by hand, and then I'll use my screwdriver to drive it in. So you could really be done with this whole thing within 10 minutes if you follow this procedure. It's really fast. This tends to be an Achilles heel of this machine. All the LG washing machines have trouble with their drain motors. The impeller breaks free of the motor shaft, and the motor shaft spins, but it doesn't push the water. So they're kind of cheap. But they're easy to replace, and they're inexpensive to buy, so it's not that bad. Usually at about 2 or 3 years in, the pump will break. So I'm getting that one tight, and then I'll go down to the other Phillips head screw that's down toward me at about 3 o'clock. I'll add that one in. You want to get these tight so that you don't have any water leak. Get that one in position and then zip it in. This is where having the extension on your Phillips driver helps. Try to get like a 4-inch extension, makes a big difference. Then I'll put the screw on the other side. A little bit hard to see. And you kind of start it by hand, and then I'll zip it in. And you're pretty much done. You just have to put the power wires back on and put the 3 Phillips head screws that hold the pump to the frame. There we go. So I'm lining up the pump now with the frame, and then I'll put in those 3 screws that hold it in position. There's one. So before you replace the motor, it would be wise to make sure it's drained with that small little black hose. And once it's drained, open the coin trap and make sure there's nothing just stuck in that hole directly in front of the coin trap like we saw today. So if you do remove that coin trap, it's good to put a little paper towel down there or something, because a little bit of water will come out. So I'm putting on the power wires. Make sure you get those on nice and secure, otherwise when you go to drain it won't start. Okay, set it to spin, so it'll go spin and drain at the same time, just to test it. We're getting good drain function. I like to leave it open while I test it so I can see if there might be any leak. If you do have a leak, you probably just have to tighten up those 3 Phillips head screws that hold the motor on a little tighter. Alright, looks good. So we'll go ahead and put the lower panel back on. Put that hose through there first. We're going to put it down on the 3 little lugs at the bottom, and then just push it shut. It'll click into place. Then we're going to put in the 2 Phillips head screws that help to hold on the lower front panel. There we go. And then we'll put the little drain hose back in position and put on the panel in front there, and we're done. Back to working good. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks so much for watching our video. We really appreciate your support, and when you get a chance, please press the subscribe button below so you can be subscribed, and also the notification bell so we can send you more videos about appliance repair. Please also give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video. If you really liked the video and it really helped you, please press this new applaud button and you can show your support and also get a nice clapping hands for your video. Thanks again.